Okay, may I have your attention? Thank you for being all here. My name is Christoph Eder. Many of you know me because we have been here together this week. Some are new. I want to welcome you that you join us today on this demo session for the Lab of Tomorrow number 15, which is also the first Lab of Tomorrow in Austria. I also want to welcome the colleagues who will participate online and watch the demo session today on the internet and join us with questions and hints and so on. Let me just for those of you who are here now the first time give a very short introduction in our program and what we've been doing here the last days in Belgrade. We've been working here for a Lab of Tomorrow, which is a business development program that tries to solve a development challenge in an emerging market that's about bringing together companies from European countries, from Austria in this case, from Germany. We have the participants together with partners from Serbia to innovate together, to find solutions together. Sometimes you need a third arm. The Lab of Tomorrow that we, as I said, have been implementing the first time in Austria is originally a format that was invented by the German Development Corporation. And I want at this stage thank very much the colleagues from GIZ and the German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development for their support to ICEP, to Austria in sharing this methodology and this program. When it's about thanking, I also want to thank the experts that joined us this week and who provided us with very valuable insights in the various topics that we face in innovating solutions in the field of the organic waste. I want also to thank those who supported us in the last month, especially the Austrian Embassy, the Austrian Chamber of Commerce here, who provided us with their networks and their expertise and their insights into the Serbian reality and the Serbian market. We had this before, but I just want to do this in this format as well to thank the coaches for their motivating and I guess sometimes hard work in the last days in bringing together ideas and streamlining this, and now accompanying you to bring that down on only some PowerPoint slides. I also want to thank my colleagues, Veronica and Hanna from ICEP, as well as Marco and Dorian from the Clean Tech cluster. And I didn't mention the Clean Tech cluster, I'm sorry. My colleagues for organizing and preparing this event, and for all the work they have been doing in the last years, in the last month. I mentioned the Clean Tech cluster, our partner from Upper Austria. ICEP, we are a development NGO, and together with the cluster from Upper Austria, we have been working on this field, and we will continue to work on the topic as well. And when it's about thanking, I also want to thank all the company participants here, the business participants, for your efforts, for your work, for your creativity, for your will to collaborate and to address this topic of biogenic waste here in Serbia. We are all very curious about the presentations that you're going to give to us. I want just to mention Austrian Development Cooperation. Unfortunately, the colleagues in Austria who wanted to participate online had very short notice got a meeting with the minister, so they are not able to join us here. But just let me say some words about Austrian Development Cooperation. Austrian Development Cooperation is working together with Austrian European companies, trying to motivate companies, trying to support companies in contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals within their business operations. The main funding scheme that Austrian Development Cooperation offers to companies is the model of business partnership, which we will in the course of the next month learn to know a bit closer. I just mentioned the course of next month, the ideation sprint today. We have now the demo session, which is, let's say, the end of the ideation sprint. But the ideation sprint, as such, is also the starting point for the next phase. We've been talking about this just some minutes ago, where we then have the so-called incubation phase, where we can try to provide you with support in the form of mentoring, coaching, a needs assessment, information on funding opportunities, and even support when it's about addressing funding opportunities in Austria or elsewhere. I just give you the information that we will record this session so that it's easier for us to in the next days to just continue on working with that. So I just want to finish. Thank you all for being here, and hand the microphone over to Herr Wieck from the German Ministry to also give us some insights and some addressing words. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Christoph. Thank you all, also for the chance to share some words from my side. For the ones who don't know who I am, my name is Gian Wieck. I'm from the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, or also just briefly put BMZ. And yeah, we're really happy for this organization of a first Lab of Tomorrow together with Eder and ICEP. And I was able the last days to also observe some of the work as much as possible from the teams. And I have to say it was really exciting to see so many various backgrounds, various companies here working together, trying to develop new business solutions and trying to bring to life, hopefully, some solutions for a more sustainable tomorrow. For us as BMZ, it's without a doubt that currently and in the future, the climate change and also the environmental damage is one of the major challenges of our time, as we are approaching or already overshooting some of the planetary boundaries. So for us, it's no question that these global problems need global international solutions. So we're really about international cooperation, as we also show here with cooperation between Germany, Austria, and Serbia. And we also believe that we need a business mindset, that we need a business-oriented thinking to some of these problems, to develop solutions which are environmentally sustainable, but also, of course, economically sustainable. And this was one of the reasons why we at the BMZ, together with GIZ, founded the Lab of Tomorrow program 8 years ago, trying to bring together the business expertise with the knowledge of sustainable problems and how to solve them. And this week, actually, or this whole process, is actually also a great milestone for us, because after 8 years, this is then also the first time that we worked together with another country, that we work together with the Austrian Development Agency and ICEP here on this first pilot on waste management in Serbia. So thanks also a lot for the cooperation. And yeah, and finally also to the participants, to the teams, of course. I've seen that it was, as Christoph said, like an up and down. It was a very intense process, very intensive cognitive process especially. But I really hope that also, besides the intensity, you were able to enjoy the work, also enjoy meeting other people who are occupied with the topic, and also make some connections for the future. I'm sure there's still a lot of more work ahead, also as we heard, for the incubation phase with experts, also getting a little bit more feedback now on the demo sessions. So I wish you most of luck, most of success with your business cases, and also, of course, joy of working together. Finally, at the BMZ, we also have funding opportunities. So especially in the sector I'm working in, we're trying to see how can we also provide funding to business cases that help solve some developmental challenges. And so, especially as your ideas evolve, feel free to reach out to me or also to my colleagues from GIZ, so we can also put you in contact eventually and also find opportunities there. All right, that's from my side. So thank you very much to the teams, to the moderators, to the organizers, to the experts. And yes, looking forward to the demo sessions. Unfortunately, I have to run out a little bit earlier. It was bad planning with my flights, but yeah, my colleagues from GIZ are here, so feel free to also contact them and talk with them. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Gian. I want to hand over the microphone next to Gospodin sorry, I'm so bad in names. In Radovanovic, I'm sorry, from the Serbian Chamber of Commerce, who also is so kind to give us a short address here. Thank you.
So, hello everyone, guten tag or dobar dan, kako god. So, it's a great pleasure and privilege for me to be today here with you. For those who don't know me, my name is Vladimir Radovanovic, and I work for Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Serbia, for Center for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, and specifically I'm oriented to startups in business and scaling company. And yeah, it's been a while when I started doing that, mostly in Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Serbia, but also in some startups, companies, and NGOs active in business field here in our country. Chamber of Commerce Industry of Serbia is the biggest national organization defined by the law for all business entities here. And we, as a Center for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, we are a very important point within the Chamber of Commerce. Why? Because we are mostly involved in all actions and projects which are dealing with SMEs, starters in business, as well as tech innovative companies. For example, we have a spectrum of activities which we are involved in. I will mention a couple of them. For example, first, credit guarantee scheme for starters in business, which we developed together with the government of Serbia. last week we start doing first ACTEX supercluster here. Also, it's very important to mention our Center for Digital Transformation, which is most important organization for digital transformation of SME sector, not only in Serbia, but also in region, and also, of course, many more activities. So, you know, when Hannah invited me to join here and to say something, I was like, okay, why not, having in mind that that's something which I doing eminently. But honestly, when I take a look deeply to the agenda and saw that here today will be startups active in biogenic waste, I was like, okay, why? Because that's something which I'm not, to be honest, not really familiar with. But after that, I did some research work and realized that, you know, that's very important, and also realized that how topic or field of work can be complex or important here. We as a startup ecosystem and our startups from Serbia are always there. So, you know, here alongside with two most important startup ecosystem, not only in Europe, but also wider German and Austrian, we are staying equally and very competent, which is great, you know, and which proves that our startup ecosystem is growing day by the day, and that our startups are very competent, not only in our national market, but also in markets all around, you know, not only in the region, but also in Europe. And also this kind of synergetic effect, thanks to, of course, Lab of Tomorrow, Hannah, and all her colleagues, is very important, and also proves power of togetherness. You know, you're staying here, working together, and doing something which is really great and really important for entire planet. And guys, once again, I just wanted to say thank you for, you know, for what are you doing here, and of course, keep doing that. And we, as a Chamber of Commerce Industry of Serbia, we will always be there to support this kind of activities, and also to support you. So, you know, every time, every day, whatever you need, you can always count on us, me personally, and we will try or find a way to help you. Once again, I want to wish you pleasant rest of the day, successful work, and also successful future. Thank you again.
Thank you. Okay, I just hand over the microphone to Jonas now when it's about introducing the groups and the presentations for the demo session. Jonas.
Thank you very much. And yeah, welcome to everyone in the room and on the digital space. From my side as well, I'm Jonas Steinert, and I represent a team of business coaches today in the Lab of Tomorrow 15 here in Serbia. So the other coaches are David from GIZ, Anna from Solveo, and Selina and myself from Adelphi. And I'm really thrilled that we have all of you in the room, that we have all of you with us in the digital space, and that we have actually achieved over the last 4 days 3 really exciting business ideas, 3 really exciting models of how to do business in this space in Serbia via collaboration and via working together. And obviously, we have cleaned up the room for you. So for all of you who are in the physical room, you can see we've tried our best to clean it up a bit, but you can still see some of the remains of the very hard work that has happened over the last couple of days at the walls. And yeah, I think this is just evidence of how much everyone who was part of the business teams, of the venture teams, has actually put into developing these business ideas, these business models, and on working together. I don't want to say too much, and I don't want to explain too much about what has been happening over the last 4 days. I actually want to give you directly the opportunity to see this. presented by the venture teams themselves. And with that, I would like to invite InnoWaste to present their business model idea and show us a bit more about like how to make high value products from biogenic waste.
Hello, everyone. What slides? All right. Okay. Yeah, we are InnoWaste. We address the problem of disposal of or the problem of waste management. We have a huge problem in Serbia, the problem of too much waste going to the landfill. That waste, next slide. Oh. Yeah, almost all the waste goes to landfills in Serbia, and that's huge amounts. Most of that is organic waste, and we provide a sustainable solution to the disposal of this organic waste. Our approach is the utilization, the maximization of the value of this waste. Because why would we give it to the landfill if we had the opportunity to make use of it? So what is our approach? We collect waste from public utility companies, from private companies, and we don't do that on our own or ourselves, but we use external companies for that. The external companies, they collect the waste for us, and they bring it to our multi-product plant located in Sremska Mitrovica. In that plant, we have 3 different technologies that we use to make high-value products out of it. Later, these products can be sold to agricultural customers and retailers.
So we actually have seen like being selected as a group that we can really provide a really holistic and general approach to the waste management treatment by making a synergy through both ends, being supplier and customers at the final end. By taking the waste, the idea was to really squeeze it out to the maximum and extrude as much elements as we can from it. So we have organized ourselves, because our companies deal with that, in 3 different product streams and 3 technologies that are really separated, but the linkage for all of us would be treatment of organic waste. So by taking mainly starch out of the waste, we could make a first set of products, which will be granulates that are totally non-toxic and fully environmental friendly. The most common usage would be now the products that are currently made of plastics, thin and single-use plastics, such as folies and bags. The other set of products would be?
Yeah, as for the waste that has a high protein content, that could be, for example, bread, we can use it to feed insect larvae. These insect larvae eat almost everything, and we can later feed them to other animals like fish, chicken, or pigs.
So in that direction, we are covering the 3rd part, which is mostly focused on the compost as a soil enrichment. So the technology will allow us in the controlled environment to have an influence in getting the high-end market for good quality compost for the soil. With our targeted clients, and we have chosen the farmers for the livestock, fruit and vegetables, mid and large sizes. Agricultural companies, the ones that we have chosen are the largest, maybe on the ground is Benke Group, Delta Agrar and Aldahra. And the retailers, we have chosen the 2 biggest ones, it's just Lidl and Deleuze, and in generally, some of the retailers are in generally interested in this project idea. Yes. The timeline. Our timeline, realistically, is within 4 months. The focus is on obtaining a license certificate. In the meantime, there would be a contract with suppliers. We're hoping in the next month, fifth month, to get some MOEs, memorandum of understanding from the clients, which will help us to continuously go down the road with laboratory testing is important and setting up a production facility, which is between the 7th and 8th month approximately. The ending and start position is in the 16th month of our start, and the month before we are planning to employ workers. Next slide.
So just to, as we mentioned, we'll have 3 set of product lines and 3 different technologies in making it. But for you to get a better idea of like what can be really made out and valorized all of that waste, biogenic waste, just first to give you an idea of the cost. So majority of the waste collected in Serbia, speaking of bio-waste, will be actually granted, like will be given to us for €0, but the cost will be up to €50 per ton. With that, like initial input, we could generate per these business lines. For the folies and bags, which will be actually made of fruits and vegetables waste, they can generate with 1 ton of biogenic waste as much as €400. As a result, you will have non-toxic, fully environmental friendly products such as folies and bags suitable for any sort of packaging. The other product line would be insect proteins, generating per ton of invested biogenic waste, €245. And with that, we'll get sustainable feed for poultry, pigs, and fish farms. With the third business line being a compost one, with 1 ton of biogenic waste, we could generate €125, having a high-end product for agricultural use. So just let us briefly introduce ourselves. Myself being Marina Cvjanovic, I'll be in this venture in charge of finances and business development. Next to me is Dusan Filimonovic. He is a legal expert and he'll be doing also business development. Then there is Marius Venning. He's insect production expert. And we have in our team also like Bojan Janakov, who is environmental engineer, and he will be mainly engaged on composting line, so the third line of our products. So like now as InnoWaste, we would like to invite you all to, support our idea. There are many ways you could help us, get the final products that will be of help and make lives of all of us better. First type of cooperation could be in terms of grants, loans, and investment capital. Grants would be needed for further research and development and lab testings, which some of them, of course, already done, but also for prototyping. Loans, of course, to support like further economic activities. And later on, we are also open for investment capital. Loans would be welcomed for machinery, for getting the machinery. We would also invite you to give us the contacts, if possible, to any retailers that might be interested in our products. Also like the mid-size or big agricultural companies. And of course, we invite all of the development agency to support us if you find our proposal interesting. So thank you all, and please, we are open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And yeah, thanks also for the applause for InnoWaste, which I think is highly deserved. And I would like to open the floor now for any questions from the audience, either here in the room or also in the digital space. Maybe we can actually leave the slides also open so that we can refer back to them in case it's needed. Otherwise, we will have a microphone in the room. And if you're in the online space and want to say something, please just unmute yourself and speak up or put your hand up as you prefer. Yes, I think we have a question here in the first row. Yeah.
So have I understood you correctly that, Christian Brabens from the Austrian Embassy. Have I understood you correctly that your main clients, when you collect the waste, is Deleuze and Lidl? So you don't go to the private households here in Belgrade, let's say, but you concentrate on, let's say, big producers of more or less clean waste. So that's the idea, yeah. Because, yeah, that's clever, yeah.
First of all, thank you for the question. Yes, actually, you partly already gave the response to your own question. Actually, we are looking into waste which is valorized already, cleanly separated, because we all know that in Serbia there is a huge problem of separation of waste. So like this, we will like go over the very first step, which would be really hard for us to overtake it. So we would collect it from the places where it's already sort of selected. Then we would take, let's say, secondary level only of separation and later on treatment of the waste. Thank you.
Just to get the idea right, so what you presented to us now is a fantasy you created in this room the last 4 days. So you have not spoken to Deleuze or Lidl yet, but it's just to ask if I understood this correctly. So it's just, at the moment it's just a good idea, and now we can discuss how to make this realities. Or are there already talks to Lidl or Deleuze, whatever?
Thank you again for the question. Actually, we had just initial talks with Lidl and Deleuze, but these are like just very entering points. So far, we are not fully at the same stage of development, but we want to create a joint plant for these 3 lines of products. Prototyping has been validated. Lots of research has been done already, and we are certain that this type of products already exist. The first line already was tested first in Asia. Now it's been tested and starting in Europe on EU territory. Now it will be in Serbia. For the parts related to larva, maybe you can reply, but also like it has been already tested in Germany. And for the products of composting, the initial plant already exists. So we are halfway through, much closer to the end of the product process. Thank you, production process.
And our focus is mainly, it's broad, but from the first early stage, it would be most effective. And that's what we brought to use the external support from the already companies in waste management service. So one of its Esotron is here in this room, and there are others who are having already on the market. So we are relying on such support in developing in further.
Thank you very much. Do we have more questions in the room or online? Yes, we have another question here.
Hello.
And I think there's a hand up online, so that will be the second one then, yes.
Hello, I'm Boris Kostic from the Austrian Trade Department. My question is, since you mentioned you were at Lidl and Deleuze, what's their current situation now? How they're solving now, to this moment, the problem with the biogenic waste?
As far as we have understood, we have just been recently with discussing that issue, and we asked them the same question, and they apparently is depending on the type of the waste they are generating. But in generally, you know, they are having a huge logistics center nearby, very close to where we are. It's about 15 kilometers, 20 something like that. And they have 63 stores, as far as I know, all around Serbia. And they are, with geo trucks, they are all bringing this type of biogenetic waste at that logistics center. Then from there, depending on the type of and the quality of some of it, our returns are in a good shape, and everything that they have been given to other companies interested in some other kind of recyclement. Then there are the waste management companies who are collecting and using this service for the biogas and for some other purposes. So in generally, you know, they have a network of resolving the issue of the organic waste. The focus, yes.
Can I just add something about one of these 2 chains? They actually give a part of the fruits and vegetables taken from the shelves before the expiration. Let's say a day or 2 before expiration, they give it to the national kitchen, you know, for feeding the poor. But they are really like keen into testing it with us on a broader scale, both of the chains mentioned.
Thank you very much. I think we have a question online. From here, I can't read the name, so please, if you just speak up and quickly introduce yourself, that would be super helpful.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Jesse de Vries from the European Circular Bioeconomy Fund. I had a question about the technology regarding the packaging application. So is this something that you will in-license from another technology provider? And I was wondering what kind of effect this would have on the business case.
Okay, in particular for the first product line related to the packaging, it has been EU patented. So the process of making of our granulates is EU patented and certified as OK Compost Home. So now we are into commercialization. So we are just, a step ahead of the commercialization phase, and the production on a higher scale should start within a month or two on the EU ground and in Belgrade as well.
Okay, and who would then hold the intellectual property to this production?
Yeah. Yes, the full intellectual property over this business line will remain the property of EcoBioInvest, which is one of the companies that will join this venture, being my company where I'm a CEO. So
okay.
the IP remains the property of this company and its owner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think, yes, online we don't have a hand up at the moment. Do we have more questions in the room at the moment? Yes, I see one more question in the back.
Zoran Nikoljev from GSS Serbia. I have thank you for your presentation. I think it's very interesting approach you have. I have the question about your marketing potential and how do you assess the whole market for your products? Are you going to place it only in the Serbian market, or do you your plan to market products also abroad?
As for the insect feed, feed is a quite global market, so it can be exported, for example, in the EU. Could also be exported to some other places, but in the end it replaces soy and fish meal and can be traded all over the world.
More or less would go for the packaging, because like initial market is even EU, Serbian market of course included, since the facility will be here, but we really are looking into even not only EU but worldwide commercialization within the years to come. Thank you.
And for the compost, we are more focusedly on a specific high-end product, which is good quality compost for the purpose of agriculture, because in the area of Sremska Mitrovica, it's a huge agricultural potential, and there are really big companies, agricultural companies. So the focus would be to investigate and help enriching the soils and helping the yields for the agricultural purpose. So it can be exported as a potential, but mainly focus would be much easier to use it here as near as possible.
Thank you. If I may, just one other question regarding you presented the cost for your project, and I would like to ask regarding the investment cost. Did you calculate this, or you present only the operational cost per ton of collection for organic waste?
Actually, we didn't present any costs at all. We only presented the revenue streams that we can get by selling our products. All of us know quite well about the investment costs of our technologies, but that's something where we would have to take a closer look, maybe in a talk together.
It depends on the volumes and the morphology of the waste. Exact morphology of the waste will give. So in the near future of this, we will get these certain informations, and we'll have a clearer picture of the investment value.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we have a hand up again in the online space, so maybe you could go next, please.
Yep. If I'm allowed another question at least.
Please do.
Thank you. So I think all these three technologies are being done by other players as well. So I would think then the uniqueness is that you combine these three in one. So I would be interested in what is then really the advantage you gain from combining these three in one. And I just a remark would think that this will be a very good good thing to add to the pitch. What is the added benefits of this?
Yeah, you're right. So first of all of our technologies, we have our own competitive advantages separately, but we also have advantages if we combine these technologies, because the customers that we have are the same, and also the people that buy our products are the same. And the good thing about this is that, for example, all of us, we need special types of waste. We have the food waste for the plastic, we have the high protein waste for the insect larvae, and we have the waste with a high fiber content for the composting. And we could, of course, provide our technologies as a standalone solution, but that would mean that we can only provide the service of disposal of waste management to specific companies. And by combining all these approaches, we have the synergy that we can provide a high quality product or a high value waste management solution to all customers, because we can use all wastes, all waste streams.
And the idea is to go towards the zero waste. So we would really like extract the maximum out of the organic waste we would treat. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So in the interest of time, I would say, like, if there is a final question, then that would be fine. Otherwise, I would suggest that we move over to the next demo. Do we have one last question in the room, either virtually or in the room itself? That doesn't seem to be the case. Then I would suggest that we give another round of applause to InnoWaste. And for the next demo, I would like to invite ESO CON to the stage, and ESO CON will introduce us to their full-scale solution for the proper utilization of organic waste. So there's one more development challenge on the floor.
Is mic on? Do you hear me? Oh, good. It's now okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Strahinja, and I'm from the group ESO CON. I will be presenting you the solutions that we created on the topic how to upgrade the collection, the separation, collection, utilization, and overall waste management in Serbia. So this is our group members or group experts. This is just a visual of the group. We can go to the next slide. So, thanks. Our goal was to find a solution for the big environmental challenge that is ongoing right now, or maybe it's better to say the environmental problem. We wanted to create a solution how to isolate organic waste from waste streams and convert it into the value chain. By doing that, we will create the synergy between the economy and ecology. So far in the business environment, it's not rare that the profit and environmental health are in some way of conflict. So we would like to change that as well. So what's the problem we had to deal with? About 85% of all waste in Serbia is landfilled. More concrete, about 45% of waste landfilled in Serbia is organic or biogenic waste. This is just one picture to give an example. So what the concrete problem is? The result of our current behavior with managing the biogenic waste or dropping it or putting it on the landfill is unnecessary emission of harmful air and soil pollutants, such as greenhouse gases that are emitted in the air by natural process of decomposing the organic material, and also the leachate, which is the liquid which drains from, again, natural process of decomposing the organic material. Those leachate goes through the soil, it gets into the underground waters, pollutes them, and they are spreading all over. And that is specifically hard to track, so we don't know where the pollution goes further. Second thing is the loss of economics potential, like recycling or in general creating bad environment for doing business by doing harm things to the nature. And after that, the following EU recycling targets required for an accession. So, we provide the full-scale solutions for proper utilization of organic waste. What that means? First of all, one part of our services are consulting for waste utilization solutions. Here on your right side, you can see the simplified model of something that is existing still at this moment. So it's not imagination, it's a real project that has been living for several years. In terms of consulting for waste utilization solutions, the first step would be needs assessment. So we go to the client, see what's the problem, what's the challenge, what things they need to solve or to upgrade. And our idea is that we do it for free, because you have to have a clear picture, what is the problem, and then you provide your solution in terms of solving that problem. In terms of consulting, the next steps would be data collection and data analyze, and selecting based on collected data and analyzed data, which will give you the clear picture of what's going on. Then you select the suitable technologies and processes depending on what do you want to get. By summarizing all data that you collected, you can create a customized solution that will be the demo version of what you could offer to your client, such example, 3D model of the solution you implemented for that client. The second part would be the implementation of what you created as an idea or implementation of waste utilization solution. Here are the pictures of, this is a waste treatment plant. This is the processing equipment for making compost or whatever. And this is a biogas plant. Those are the synergy which every part of our group brings into the group and gave as a solution. So who are our customers or our clients? The most important of them is the Serbian government, which and also Serbian environmental ministry, Serbian municipalities, and of course Serbian industry. Why them? Well, without the government and their support and their financing and providing resources, we couldn't do much. But with their support and with their cooperation, we can achieve a lot of results and in fast time. Sorry. Okay. A few words about our revenue models. So, as I said, the needs assessment would be free. After that, we can get into the real consulting services, which will generate the revenue from consulting fees. The second step would be the implementation of what we create as a solution, and that will generate the revenue streams from project realization. Who are our competition? For every part of this process or every step of the process, we could get a competitor, but competitors who provide a non-integrated solution for individual steps in the value chain, such as transportation companies who would transport the waste, producers of industrial packaging, the companies who could produce the dedicated containers in which the waste would be disposed and after that transported. Compost plants are the competitors in terms of waste treatment, biogas plants by itself, and thermal treatment plants. The difference between those individual subjects or market players and our solution is that we provide complete integrated organic waste flow solution. That means that we have logistic, operational, and technological capacities to do every part of the process by ourselves. We do not have need for outsourcing any type of the service. So we could do it. We could do collection. We have a fleet of vehicles, variety of vehicles, which can collect the waste. We have methods and ways of separation of the waste. After that, we can do treatment in our plant or utilization, and that combined together will provide the optimization of the costs or cost effectiveness, which will be the attractive business model or economic, which will provide the economic sustainability. So in terms of go-to-market, we have funny names for the stages we created. First entry point would be the utilize existing business network as entry point to the Serbian government. Idea is that we go to the client, present them our idea, and get a feedback, because based on that feedback, we will decide which will be the next steps and in which direction we should go. As a second stage, it's called appetizer. As I mentioned earlier, we offer free of charge needs assessment and best practices for the solution that we already done and have been a part of our experience. And the third or the final part would be the main dish, or delivering customized solution for organic waste utilization via consulting and implementation. It's very important, especially when we speak about the waste management, that you get a really clear and detailed assessment of clients' needs, their expectations, and the results which they want to achieve in the whole process. And based on that, you create solution. You are not going with the generic solution on the market and see who of the clients could comply or who's not. The tailor-made or custom-made solution will always bring the best results. So this is just a little bit detailed description of our team or our 4 experts and some of the expertise stated under the name of participants. So our impact, what will we achieve by doing that? We will make transition toward a circular economy a reality. This is very important. Until now, when some product or material gain to the end of the life cycle, it has been thrown away. That's on one side, bad environmental impact, on the other side, scarcing the resources. Here, we could offer, by implementing our project or our services, the less pollution and contamination from a landfilling, creating new and good jobs in sustainable industry, moving from waste streams to a value chain, as we stated in the beginning, and recuperating landfills to a greenfield, providing healthy environment for people and for a business, of course, because business is people. In terms of roadmaps and asks, regarding our roadmap, we want to create the cooperation agreement, then bring additional experts into the team who will help us seeing the wider picture and automatically providing the better solution. Then test business idea with target customers. Sorry. Test business idea with target customers and topic experts in order to get more and more relevant insights in what we could upgrade in this whole process. And of course, develop minimum viable product. What do we need to achieve all this? We need additional entry points to the Serbian Ministry of Environment and Serbian municipalities, which will give us insights and will be a valuable source of information on the process, on the whole process. So this will be the end of the presentation and the little greeting from our 4th expert or part of the team, which is Mila, and she's expert on biogas and digestion Yeah, she gained her expertise on the field directly. So not terrorizing in the office, but directly in the field. Thank you for your time and for listening to this presentation. I'm here if you have any questions.
Thank you very much for this very insightful presentation from ESO CON. And before we open the floor for the questions, may I ask the entire team maybe to come to the front so that you could actually answer any questions that we may have in the room or in the virtual room. I think there's one more person missing, right, from your team? Christian, yeah? Ah, okay, I see. Okay, wonderful. So, but I'm pretty sure the two of you will be able to answer all the questions that we may have. So, opening the floor now, what questions, are burning out there? Yes, please.
Maybe not a question, but maybe I should add one of your competitors that I can see. As far as I know, in Belgrade, the French companies are building now a very big incineration plant for waste. The colleague from Austria will know that we have in Austria, with our very high recycling rates, already problems to heat these incineration plants, so that we have to add oil. I can imagine if I would be the French company running this plant here in Belgrade, I would be highly interested to get a lot of biogenic or packaging waste to make my plant feasible. And as far as I understood, you want to concentrate on municipal waste. So let's say me and my household. Then I have another competitor. This is ignorance and laziness. So you will find these two competitors in the government and also in my road where I live. So most of my neighbors give a shit. So that's maybe one of the biggest problems to start and to make this awareness that is needed to make it fly.
First of all, thank you for asking. I completely agree with you, and we think that education or raising awareness is integrated part of the whole process. But if we, let's put it on the neighborhood level. If I see my neighbor that he's doing something that is good and puts all his effort in it, that will be the driver and the motive for me to do. Because this process is such a complex, it implies that various subjects or players must be included in them. So it creates, let's say, a wave on which the other residents or municipalities or businesses could see and be as an example of what we could do by our own. So you are right in terms of especially separation. People, yeah, they're lazy. They don't give a they don't care. But if we make this cooperation with municipalities, the thing that will go with the eco solutions will also be the education, and the municipalities could provide education or in schools or in institutions where people can hear the voice of the government or directions from the government.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the question and also for the response. But I think we have an additional response.
May I add some short effect? Mentioning the incineration plant, that's clear. If you build an incineration plant for 50,000 tons per year, you have to feed it with 50,000 tons per year. That's a big problem if you install something without integrating concept. But at the moment, I think the Serbian market could be made fit for integrational solutions, which means, okay, maybe there will be less waste from the area from Belgrade and more, for example, packaging waste from other areas, which makes sense. here we need the energy to heat the houses and to maybe have industrial processes. The second thing, and that's something I just want to show very short. If you have here the view to the model, and referring to the laziness of the neighbors, the University of Novi Sad is very interested in working also in the team to teach people how to separate. And I know what I talk about in Austria. I'm leader of the compost branch in the Compost and Biogas Association. I know we have still in Austria 30 to 40% of organic waste in the mixed waste bin. So it will take time, but we have a chance. And integrating as much experts as possible here from the Serbian side is really a good chance to start now, to integrate now the ideas, and maybe to be in 10 or 20 years on a level we needed 40 years for.
Sure, but I think we also have like a couple of additional questions out there. And
just one sentence.
Please go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to do that. The idea is that we start our project in the rural areas because it's a little bit difficult, a little bit easier to collect data and to handle all the situations in that area and to control the whole part of the process. Just one thing, the main treatment that we imagined with the waste is a treatment which is in anaerobic environment with help our government reaching net zero solutions in comparison with composting, which are aerobic treatment. So the government will recognize the way of what we are doing with the waste and the way of the treatment we are implementing. So this will be the additional motive to communicate to the citizens, to the municipalities, the importance of the project. And in the end, they will request the cooperation with us. So that's the base for the great results. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for this addition. I think we have more questions in the room now. I think at the very back. Yes, please.
Hello, my name is Daniela Meitner. I just want to add something about the incineration plants. In Germany or Austria, we have more the problem that we have too much energy, too much waste for our incineration plants. We have to find different solutions, for example, in rural area, or to reduce our input material for the incineration plants.
Thank you very much for the addition. So I see another question at the back left of the room. Yes, thank you very much.
Hello, Maša Šašić from GIZ Serbia. Thank you for a very interesting presentation of your concept. And another comment to the incineration plant and quantities of waste. I mean, unfortunately, but luckily for the project, around 1/3 of municipal communal waste in Serbia is generated from Belgrade. So the part of it will go to incineration, but there is still really a lot of room, since unfortunately not too many other treatment facilities for biowaste exists in Serbia. So this is just one comment. And the other thing that I didn't quite maybe understand is your proposal of solutions going to be based on your existing companies in your existing treatment plants in your companies, or something wider?
Yes. That will imply the cooperation with the other companies, but as a part of the group. But we will not implement something that's a concept. We already have knowledge and know-how and experience from doing that. This would be implies that we put up on the large scale or a bigger scale than what we are doing just at this moment. So this is a great opportunity to innovate, implement something new, and to grow, and to spread your business.
Thank you very much. I think we would have space for one or two more questions if there are any. Do we have any further questions either in the room or in the digital space? Oh yeah, I see a hand up. Again, I can't see the name from the distance, so please introduce yourself quickly and yeah, welcome.
Okay, hi. My name is Nicole. I'm a colleague from Marco and Dorian. And I have a question concerning your business network, or especially your contact. Did you already have contact to the Serbian government? And did you already talk to people about your idea?
Yes, we have a contact. We have a contact of Serbian government because we cooperate earlier on some other projects, but the size of this project implies that we need to spread as much as we can our peer list. Let's say like that.
Okay, okay. And do you also, you mentioned you have a business network, so you try to cooperate with other organizations like the university and so on?
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay. And do you plan?
Sorry, we also already have a cooperation with institutes, so we will consider to involve them in this project because with their expertise, they can give us a great contribution and insights on the next steps.
Mm-hmm. And do you already know how much money you need for the further steps to realize the idea?
No, we didn't calculate the money, no, but that could be our next step to give some concrete projection or what would be the, let's say, initial budget for research. And after that, we will gain some concrete information that will provide us the insight on the budget for implementation of the project. The depth of the research is very important because what you do in preparation could seriously optimize the process and, of course, the costs of the process. So we will in this time focus just for the preparation or for the consulting and need assessment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for the question as well as for the answers. So, do we have one final question? Yes, I see one at the very back. David.
Hello.
Hello, David.
So you spoke about your solution being integrated, your solution being holistic in the sense of integrating everything that you need for a value chain from organic waste, right? And you spoke about offering consulting as well as implementing services. So my question to you is, why are you the right people or the right organizations to deliver that? Thanks.
Well, I said it earlier. We have the real experience on the field. We have the knowledge, and we have all the operational and logistic capacity to do this project. This will, how to say, be our motive to grow even further and to develop our services via this project. So we deliver the know-how and our expertise and experience into this, and we believe that we could get this project done.
Refer to ESO CON.
Yeah, we're just doing the job. So I already stated some of these things from the list, and from Mr. Müller's company, Müller Umwelttechnik, and from IFE, which could provide us with process equipment, which could be the custom-made just for the sake of this project.
Thank you very much. And I suggest a last round of applause for the group, for ESO CON. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And at the third and final demo group and venture team, I would invite Thermo Biowaste Recycling to the stage. And I think Thermo Biowaste Recycling will tell us a bit more about how to create decentralized units for burning mixed biomass waste into a valuable resource.
Hello, my name is Jürgen Brandt, and thank you for joining our presentations. I can create I can tell you a little bit of our product of creating value out of the waste. We use the biogenic waste that's already quite clean and sorted, and add this to a value chain to generate valuable product. And this is, of course, an active environmental protection. In this project, we have a target of decentralized uses of the biogenic waste. So that's for we developed a unique new solution to improve the biogenic waste streams here in Serbia. With our product, we can foster productive use of the biogenic residues and generate new sources of income. Besides the commercial benefit, we have this active environmental protection, because at the moment a lot of it goes to the landfill sites, what creates greenhouse gas emission, especially methane and CO2, and this part can be used very good in our product. Our business model has uses the biogenic waste in small size, starting from about 600 tons a year, and use this waste at the place of accrual. Also, no transportation necessary. That are farms, food industry, waste management centers, etc. Our solution comprises the technology we already have developed, but combines these solutions with three modular basic systems, that is pyrolysis, fermentation, and then a CHP module. And we generate this valuable output like biochar, fertilizers, and heat and electricity. As mentioned before, possible customers are, for example, farmers. We can use also the biogenic fractions of waste management sectors, and can also use the residues of food industry companies. And actually, we had already yesterday a visit on a, well, more or less innovative farmer, and talked today to the Subotica waste management plant. So they are basically very interested in this type of upgrading the biomass residues. And for example of using our process, we can generate from 600 tons a year of manure, that is equal to 40 cows. We can generate 60,000 euro of revenue. So at the moment, this is used, of course, get out of the field, but it has no real cost. And when processing it with our solution, we really have a revenue that's significant. Our business model for this is that we sell our products over a local distributor in Serbia. He is responsible for acquire the customers, define types of the biomass fraction, and we are very open for this, for size, and he cares also for the support for permits, grants, and also then where to sell the CO2 certificates, what also is a very big point of income. We and our companies will manufacture the tailor-made complete systems and send it to the customer, and then the local distributor again will install it on site and take also care of the service. So we state here that recycling, we can optimize the value, and this is our responsibility with our solution. The advantage against our competitors, we have a value optimized solution design, small decentralized units, flexible input materials, and unique output streams. To get into the market, we first, of course, need a local distributor. For our first installation, it's maybe necessary to have grants, and we need also the legal clarification to install our solution. Well, altogether, this is our team. We developed this solution here during the last 4 days. It's Gernot from GIS Recycling, Daniela from NGE, Alexander from Kajete GmbH, and me from the company Frauscher. So far, thank you for your attention. And also, I have to say a great thank you to the project support team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the entire team of Thermo Biowaste Recycling, and to you especially, obviously, for this very interesting demo and for this very interesting overview of the business model that you're suggesting. I would actually again ask the entire team maybe to the front so that you could answer any questions that may come up. And with that, I would like to open the floor for questions straight away. Do we have any questions in the room at this point? Yes, yes, there's a question back.
Thank you for your presentation. My first question would be, because what would be the essential feature of your product, and what you will focus on in next period first? Your first priority and focus.
Yeah, actually, as we so open for the raw materials, we maybe need first, let's say, also a kind of market research. What is the most important step to start for? But already we have this talk to the Subotica Waste Management Center, and they are really very interested. At least they have a lot of biomass, too big for us, but it could be a very good point to start. They have the room, they have experience, and they are really willing to show this innovative solution. So still, we need a local partner who cares for the management here in Serbia itself.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Do we have more? So you have another question, I hear? Or do you have another question in the room first, or in the digital space? Please then go ahead with your second question. Yes.
Thank you. Another question that is regarding the user experience and how you will attract and motivate your potential clients to be familiar with your solution.
as my colleague already said, that there are people, there are clients who already was in contact, who also already get information about fermentation, about pyrolysis itself, as they already know about these technologies, that these technologies exist. But we think this unique system, this one is really new, where you really can have at the end of the day really a valuable product. You have a solid fraction, you have also this electricity available and a thermal energy. This depends, of course, where it is located. Maybe this energy can used in existing process as a alternative energy source. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the questions as well as for the answers. And yes, you have something to add. Please go ahead.
Just a short example. We visited yesterday a farmer with around 40 cows, and so you can imagine he has 500, 600 tons of cow manure, and during the year he takes the cow manure, brings it to a disposal, drives back, go to the gas station, fills diesel in the truck, and goes home. He has already the cow manure. This has energy, electricity, heat. We can make coil, and so on. So that's what we want to give forward to our clients. That is good to have the energy, to have the energy at home. It's better to use it instead to dispose it, and then you buy new energy. That's one reason, and that's why we are decentralized with small solutions, which you can install in small cities on a farm. But of course, we are modular. We can also make bigger plants. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Do we have any further points, comments, or questions, either in the room or in the digital room? There's one in the room, in the digital room. Yes, please go ahead then.
Yeah. It's me again, Nicole. I'm not sure if I get it right. So you already have a prototype, or are you in the phase of in which development stage are you?
Basically, all of us 3 companies, we have already plants are also installed and running. Okay, but in the combination and to make it smaller sized, this is the one of our targets. But each of us 4 companies, we have already the solution, which are already installed and running. But the combination is the target for us and for the market.
Okay, and for this step, you also are looking for possible grants for the next step.
Yes.
Okay, you already aware of how much money you need for this step?
As much as possible.
Okay.
So now we are the final calculation for this. We have not finished in these 2 days or 3 days. So this will be also one of the next steps to see in detail.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any further questions? I don't see any in the virtual room at the moment, and in the room here also everyone seems quite content and happy. So in that case, I suggest a round of applause for the team of Thermo Biowaste Recycling. Yes, thank you very much, first of all, to all the venture teams for these very insightful presentations. Thank you to the entire audience here in the room and very far away from wherever you are dialing into your computers for the questions and the interest you've shown. And yeah, I would like to thank for the participation and hand back to you, Christoph, for some final words maybe for the day.
Yeah, thank you. Just a very few words. It was really very interesting to see how you work together, how you put together puzzle stones to create new things, how this actually worked out. As we said, it was the first Lab of Tomorrow that we've been implementing in Austria. So we were curious not only on your work but also on the process, and I'm very fascinated on what actually happened. Again, thank you all for your participation. I think I want to talk a lot more because we are now sitting here for some time. We have some drinks and some food prepared. So please join us. Let's join together and maybe talk about the projects. And thank you.
And maybe if I can just add something. So yes, thank you all. I want to ask the coaches to come up front, please. So David, Selina, Jonas, Anna. Okay, first of all, so to all the participants, thank you so much for joining us. I think I said in the beginning of the week that it will be very stressful and busy, and I think I was right. But yeah, thank you for all of your commitment. It was really nice to see the teams working so hard. And now to our wonderful, wonderful coaches, thank you so much. You did a fantastic job, and we have something small for you. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, please, everyone else, enjoy the food and some drinks.